All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Al King coming to you with one of those videos that is one of those videos I've actually been sort of wanting to do for a while, but haven't actually gotten to. And the question is whether or not Dave Sharpe stole Empower Network from me. Because if you've listened to any of my videos, I have a couple out there where I've made the claim that David Sharpe actually stole his idea or got his idea, came up with his idea for Empower Network from me. And again, I know that's an interesting claim. Now, here's what I do want to say. Um, I'm using the term stole very loosely. The network marketing, all of us steal something, you know. Um, I know there's nothing that I'm saying that is, um, unique or original. Every idea that I'm expressing through network marketing is an idea that I learned from a book or a mentor. And so when I say stole from me, I'm not even trying to downplay anything that they're doing with Empower. They've done an awesome job. However, I do want to sort of set the record straight because I do feel like I had some inspiration there. Now, again, I'm not asking for any credit. I don't want any money. I'm not, I'm not going there. This isn't one of those Steve Jobs versus Gates type of things. Um, but this is sort of just some evidence because I have my own team. I have people that I'm working with. And if I'm saying this type of stuff on a video, I don't want my team, the people who are working with me, to think that I'm just some loony ball saying stuff and throwing stuff out there. I'm actually going to paint a case and show you that it's quite possible that Dave stole it from me. And then I'll reference a video that's out there. David Sharpe and Larry Beecham. Check that video out. And in it, Dave tells a really interesting story about how someone he looked to and respected, he approached them for an opportunity, and that person shut him down. And again, I often think he's talking about me. However, at the same time, I don't think he was talking about me because when we talked, it was almost like an idea who I was, which I thought was pretty interesting. But let me get into what's here on the screen for those of you that can see it. I'm actually in my Facebook, as you can see. For those that you may be needing the screen to enlarge the screen to see it, I don't know. But this is actually a conversation that started on June 26th, 2011. I'm just going to read the conversation to you first. I'm going to give you a little backstory. Awesome peak, awesome peak. Hey guys, look. Those of you that want to really know how to pique people's interest and do this the right way, that's how you do it. I mean, again, I'm not surprised at the success that they've had. He did it like a pro. He said, Al, are you open to looking at something? You really can't get any better than that. And I'm telling you guys, the stuff I teach, right? And I said to him, I said, look, I'm always open to look. That's how I know what companies and which ones are just gimmicks. And when he first said this to me, 2011. Again, I didn't know who the guy was. I'm like, oh, okay, I know who you are. I had to look, I'm like, David Sharpe, who is this? I checked his profile out, and I was probably like, oh, I know who you are. How you been, man? Right? Um, he responds back, looking for leaders like you. Right now, we just launched last week. Check this out and let's hook up. He gave me the link. Have a top position for you if you want it. Okay. Now again, you guys. That's what I'm talking about, right? Check that video out. Him and Larry Beecham, they're chatting it up, and he mentions this guy that he came to that he was gonna give a position to. Not sure if he's talking about me in that video or not. I do know this. I turned him down. Here's me shooting him down. I said, I don't know, man. You quit stuff. You don't respond to emails. Good luck with this, and thanks for the invite. Right? And to be fair, I have to continue reading this so you guys can have the full context. This is all from the same conversation. As you can see, it started on the 26th. I'll scroll back up. The 26th at about 10 p.m. Okay, this is late night, awesome peak. And then look, once I shot him down, you got it, brother. Be good. Hey, right? Can't be mad at the approach. You know, someone said no. He shouldn't. You know, he's all right. And then look, I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I decided to throw a couple more things in here for him, simply because I'm an upline, I'm a sponsor, and I care about people's success. And so here's this. This is it for this part of the story. I said, hey, look, man, try marketing with integrity. It goes a long way. Fake it till you make it refers to posture, not claiming to make more money than you're making. I hope it goes well with what you're seeking to do. And he responded with, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll politely end the conversation by saying good night, Al. Again, I understand that he didn't want to actually talk about that. But again, since he sort of seemed to be acting like he didn't know who I was, I said, look, okay, David, since you don't know who I am, you don't know why I'm saying it. I was your upline briefly in TBA2. Now, he partnered up with the dude named Shannon Robinson in TBA2. Shannon sponsored him into TBA2, and together they made a video. And the video was a pretty hot video. But in the video, yeah, I'm saying it here, I said, I remember you came in and made a video with claims of you signing up all these people daily, and it wasn't true. And I said, it's okay if you don't want to discuss that, my man. And again, I wish you luck. Now, his response was interesting. He said, thankfully today, I don't need wishes of luck. I'm sorry you're still on yesterday's news. Again, good night. So, look, you guys. I said, look, okay, I see, man. Well, that's good news. Congratulations. And glad you've changed your ways. So, again, now, I could tell he was probably rubbed a little wrong there, right? But I felt like I had a responsibility to share that because I rep the industry. And I don't want people downline doing things the wrong way. That being said, as you see from this conversation, this is 2011, June 2011. Now, if you guys are keeping score here, Empower Network launched in December of 2011. So this is prior to Empower Network launching that we're having this conversation. Okay? And honestly, this sort of factors into one of the reasons that I jumped out of Empower early. After I got involved, I'm like, oh, this looks great and everything. I got involved, and after they were having bugs and some issues, I bailed because I didn't have that high of an opinion of David Sharpe. Okay, now again, this is 2011. This is prior to all the things that have happened since. And look, people grow, people change. So it's possible that the TBA2 experiment, maybe he was trying something out. Maybe he was testing. Hey, if I make a video and claim that folks are signing up, that'll make people sign up. Okay? Who knows? It's one way of speaking things into existence. I just felt like, look, man, that's not how you do it. And I felt like telling them. Okay? So again, there's that video out there where he's talking about some stuff. I don't know if he's still telling that story. I often wonder if he's talking about me, but it's all good. Because here's what they say, guys. Imitation is the highest of flattery. I'm telling you guys, dude was on my list. He was on my. He was one of the people that I was sharing game with. He's piquing interest the way I teach it. That's how I teach it. Anybody that works with my team, that's how I teach you guys to do it. You can testify to that. With me now for 2 years and possibly even 3 years for those that have been on board since 2010. And again, 2010, we rolled it out, TopNetworkersGroup. And one of the things that we were doing at the time was a company called TBA2. Now, TBA2, short for the Bold Approach, founded by a gentleman named Fred Fitz. And, he had a book. He had an ebook that he wrote from his days of becoming successful in network marketing. And he created a company around this book and was selling, the book and built a compensation plan around the book and gave us resale rights It was an interesting concept. And they had several programs. They had a $20 program. They had a $30 program, and then they had a $300 program. This is per month, okay? And then eventually they rolled out a $100 program. But long story short, TBA2 was the venture we got into first. It was a 25 program, and there was a lot of people who were getting involved in this opportunity at that time. A lot of money was made in that opportunity, but it didn't last. However, the concept that we was simple. It was, look, I know you guys are in these expensive companies. Why not use an affordable opportunity, a $25 opportunity, to make some money, build a network, and then move into something else, something larger, something that costs more, and now you and your team can make money in this because you have a backup engine, something to get you going in order to propel into that next venture. Is that not Empower Network? You tell me. It's $25 to get started. A little extra with the merchant account, of course, but essentially it's $25. That's the first vehicle that you're paying for. The 19 is just, that's extra, so we're really talking 50. But 25 is commissionable, and then you can upgrade. They have $100 a month, which gives you access to audio. Now, again, for those that are part of our training, what do we have in our training site? Audios. We have the greats. We have Zig Ziglar. We have Tony Robbins. We have Les Brown. We have Kevin Trudeau. We have the greats inside of our training section. I don't know, but is that the inner circle? Along with their special recordings that their teams are doing, which are again awesome stuff. Value, education. This is the stuff that we've been talking about from Top Networkers Group since 2010. And the reason we liked TBA was because it fit into our philosophy of use this TBA business to build and get into something else. That's Top Networkers Group, you guys. That's what we've been talking about. And it's awesome to see what's happening today as more and more leaders are starting to embrace and speak up about multiple streams of income, using affiliates to get some income in, and a team of people who are flexible, who are making money in several places, not just one. If something happens in one of those companies, you and your team are still making money together. But again, a lot of folks still don't know how to train it or teach it, and that's okay. And their method is through Empower Network. But again, it's still one opportunity. If anything should ever happen to Empower, there goes all your money, you guys. You're not diversified if you're just Empower Network. And so now you have the shiny ball syndrome site with Mac, and he's sort of attacking all the people from Empower who are talking about how to do one thing while promoting Empower. Pretty awesome. But again, it's part of what we've been talking about, and you're starting to see it emerge throughout the industry. More and more people are starting to understand. I can't just build my income around one company. I got to understand this concept that Al's talking about with the team. And so again, I'm seeing more and more folks talk about it. Nobody's really credit, but it's okay. I don't want any credit. I'm just putting this out there. It's real. It's true. It's a fact. A lot of cats are taking stuff from me, not no love, and it's okay. Again, I'm not mad at them because it is absolutely flattery. It's the highest form. The people that are out there imitating and attempting to imitate. That being said, how much money do you really want to make this year? You want to keep working with these pretenders? And I'm not insulting. I'm just saying these guys are doing a great job, but they still don't have all the stuff. They still don't know what's happening. I've held back quite a bit. There's a lot of information, and I was excited to create the one MLM system because in there is even more training that's specific and was really breaking down network marketing. And you won't find that in any system out there because these guys are borrowing what they can here and there. They're doing an awesome job, but again, it's still not giving a lot of people everything. There's still a bunch of people in these companies, and this failure rate of 95% is still, again, I say this all the time, but for those of you who've never heard me, this is what I tell my team. The reason that the failure rate is so high is because there is a lack of educated networkers in the industry. That shouldn't be a shock, really, but that's the truth. And there are some things that we know how to do that we haven't been doing. We just sort of been building the infrastructure and getting everything ready, but relaunch. And so, like I said, this I've been wanting to do this as part of our relaunch. I don't want people on my team to think I'm making crazy claims like David Sharpe stolen power from me. I'm actually proving it to you, or maybe stole it from me. Maybe got a little inspiration from me. Um, and I'm just sharing it, guys, because if I didn't tell you, who would? It's not like someone else in this conversation is going to actually come out there and say, I got all of this information and this idea, this concept, Top Networkers Group. That's not happening. Okay. Here, let's over here to one MLM system for just a second. Okay. Now, I'm just going to give you guys a real quick. In fact, I need to close the blog. Give me a second. I had a little too much open. And we are recording, and so this is sort of slowing the recording down a little bit. Okay. Toolbox shout out. This is one of several programs that we have included in the One MLM system, primarily because, again, we're ahead of the curve. See, we don't want you to, let's go here. We don't want you to get locked into a program. This is the sort of stuff that we've been talking about from day one with Top Networkers Group. Is you join us, and we had several opportunities at the time. We had Crazy Good, we had TV, we even had Skinny Body Care at the time as one of the opportunities that we were sort of testing out. We felt good about that at the time. Some things changed, but again, ultimately it was about let's have a team structure. But we really didn't have the structure there. And so again, we kept building. Some of our partners helped contribute some ideas, and some of them are still working with us. Some aren't working with us so much, and it's kind of sad that sometimes people don't believe like they should. But it's not really their vision. This is my vision. It was given to me. It was something that I'm supposed to do, and so I'm doing it. And again, we've created the structure now, and what we've thrown into the structure are programs we know are solid. Programs that we know if you use them, they're going to benefit you in some way, shape, or form, and in various ways, shapes, or form, especially if you take it seriously and you know what you're doing. And it's an awesome system that we've created, you guys. It's an awesome system. I want to show you guys. I want to show you this though. Now, this is the training that we have created. This is primarily for our team. Now, maxed out members, these are people who are in all the programs that we have through the system. This is where you will be able to get trained like no other. Okay, some awesome training in here. And part of what this entire system is really doing is it's helping you as a professional. It's helping you sort and figure out who's really serious about making money and who's just sort of talking about it, right? Because there's so much training in here that a person could really literally sit here for a weekend, get trained for a weekend, learn about this, applying it over that next week through some of the coaching programs that we have in place, some of the live stuff that we're going to be doing throughout this month of September and going forward as we are now in our our relaunch period. We rolled out the One MLM system last year. Pre-launch began in August of 2012. We kicked it off in December of 2012, and here we are now in relaunch. Because again, I don't feel like we spent the time going up to that launch date doing the things necessary to really, really build and really, really main go for everybody that is involved. And at the same time, again, some of the people who were helping put this thing together, they were hung up in things like what programs are in it. And in my opinion, again, that's missing the entire point of where the industry is going, where we need to be preparing ourselves for. Because again, we're in that fifth wave. This is that time. We're in the fifth wave. The industry has changed, and Who Moved My Cheese? So if you haven't read that book, what are you waiting for? Read it now. In fact, we have it in the one MLM system. Get that information in you. You have to move with the cheese, you guys. The cheese is always moving. You cannot get comfortable. You can't get to a spot where you're just going to kick your feet up and say, I found all the cheese, because that is not it's not realistic. Eventually, the cheese is going to run out. Eventually, the cheese station is going to move somewhere else. Okay, and the ones that keep moving and that adapt, they're the ones who hang in there and continue to prosper. Everybody else fades by the wayside. So, look, if you've been in the industry for the past 2 or 3 years, and I'm telling you this from experience, I got into the industry in 1998. Spent 5 years in one company, and during that 5 years, interesting stuff. Some of the people I met in that first year, I never saw them. Never saw them again. There were some top money earners who came up through the industry. Never saw them again, you guys. Never saw them. Like, where'd they go? And like even towards the end, after I'd been in for a while, after I'd been in for like 4 years, I started seeing people who I had never heard of, who seemingly came out of nowhere and rose to the very, very top. And what you found out is that they had been around for years and years and years, but they were just in some other company. There's so much stuff that you're going to learn, just from being in the industry. And one of those things that you're going to learn is not everyone who gets to the top stays at the top. If you try to get to the top and you don't really have this training that's found, you're not going to stay at the top. Okay? And so we want to help everybody get to the top. That's what we're about. We're Top Networkers Group. That's what we do. That's what we teach. That's what we preach. And we have the training to help you get there. So this is going to break down network marketing for you like nothing ever. We still have a couple more training videos coming, well, that I think you're going to benefit from. Where members of our team are absolutely going to get it. Now, even better, we have the leadership audio section. This is the audios and the videos. Now, again, you tell me, okay? We've been doing this since 2010. Now, with TBA, here was the thing that we felt. We liked the ebook that they had, but it wasn't enough value, you know? So we gave them a library. Now, it's grown since, but they had a library of information they could get if they worked with our team. One of the emails that I was referring to in that conversation, I was sending people, an email all the time, all the people on my list, about what we had for them in means of support. So I have no doubt that some of the people on that list may have wandered in, saw some of what we were doing, didn't email back, jotted a couple of the notes down. I like this idea, I like that idea, and helped come up with where they came up with. Um, but again, you're already seeing it, you guys. We have your first year of network marketing, greatest network in the world. We only, again, this is exclusive to member teams, so we aren't passing it around the internet. And of course, we also recommend people go through Amazon, set up their own Amazon associate, and purchase these books. We tell people, get the copy, right? So you can thumb through it, take notes, highlight stuff, read it a couple of times, get it into your subconscious. Here's moving with the cheese, right? Who moved my cheese, as well as a recap. So we have some awesome stuff in here, and it's gonna take money, but you have to use it. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And that being said, here's what I want to show you guys now, and then we're gonna close this thing out. Now, I did this in another video. I just want to make sure that we validate this. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a quick background on it. At the top, this address is, what do you think TVA stood for? Just take a guess. Okay. Again, what happened was after I left TBA, I still wanted to use this area, this training office that we had created. And so we switched to that free thing, which at the time was a pretty decent opportunity. And we were testing it out now through Top Networkers Group. And that free thing got bought by Wake Up Now. Okay. That's just a quick history lesson for those of you who are unaware of what's been going on in the industry. Now, here's what you're going to see inside of our office. Again, these are concepts that you'll find in the Power Network as well. When you get in, there's a welcome video. What do you have when you get into Empower? A welcome video on the inside. You also have a live chat area. They use chat live fire, so people can post live. There's like a live conversation going on. Bam. What's here on the page? A chat room. As soon as you get into the back office, this is our back office for TBA. Okay, we had training in here. We had everything in this area. Okay, we had here. I should allow pick badges real quick so you guys. Let me temporarily allow everything on this page here. Give me a second. And what I also want to do is I want to make sure that I stop this YouTube or this Ustream because I don't want to have all that feedback. Just give me a second. All right, and just for those of you who are reading, transitioning to the new opportunity. So this is a video where I talk about transitioning from TBA over to, over to, um, I'm sorry, over to that free thing I had at the time. But this was a live stream. So again, this is the stuff that we were doing in 2010, you guys. And I'm saying that because if you do your research, Google Hangout wasn't around in 2010. That's a new development that really came out in 2012. Okay, the end of 2011, but primarily to 2012. And so again, this concept of having a live meeting online where you're talking to your team through a live stream, I'm not just making this stuff up. This all came through what that gentleman saw while he was a member of our team, even though it was a short stint. Here, I'll even scroll over here again. Now, I'm making a claim, but again, I'm just throwing the disclaimer out there at the same time that I'm not suggesting that it's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's what we do in network marketing. We borrow stuff, you know. So again, if you borrow some ideas, it's awesome. But if you're working with our team, have faith. All the stuff that you're getting through Empower, you get even more through me because I'm the dude that taught the dude. Not really taking the credit. I'm joking there. But the dude seems to have grabbed a lot of stuff from what we set up here. We have a 30-day challenge to get folks started. I mean, this is our old office. We eventually, what I did was I transferred all this stuff over to our crazy good office because that was the other opportunity. And so a lot of stuff is still there. And but again, I'm just showing you the evidence that quite possibly that company that everyone has now come to know and love, that many of the ideas were birthed right here through TNG. And again, if you're looking for the right team to work with, if you want to MLM and build a structure that will last you and an income that will last you for years and years and years to come, you got to get with the right team and the people who are teaching it the right way. So look forward to working with you. If you do join up with us, thank you for watching Top Networkers Group presents One MLM System.